Hi friends, in today's video I am playing the April Fool's event. I am only playing Mercy. It's kind of the only hero I enjoy in the mode. I do like Diva, but I think I prefer to play Mercy. I think it's nice to be able to do a little more damage as Mercy. I think that's why I also really liked the Mirrorwatch event, because I could do a lot more damage. And I do hope that maybe one day they can take a look at Mercy again and maybe change her kit somehow. I don't know. I think her kit is, at least her movement is fun. I think it's really hard for her to feel impactful a lot of the time. If your DPS maybe isn't as good as the other DPS, or you're forced to kind of heal bot, then it doesn't really feel very good, at least for me. I like to feel like I'm maybe helping in some way. But yeah. I did try to play Ana, but the one bullet thing is really tough. I recently got a new mouse and I'm basically learning how to aim again, because I didn't realize, I kind of forgot that my old mic, I actually took the skates off, like they kind of peeled off, and I didn't really think anything of it, and so I just kind of went with it and I thought it was fine. But then I guess it makes sense as to why I was having such a hard time moving my mouse for so long, because I literally had no skates on my mouse. But I recently got a new mouse, except the skate is already, one of them is already kind of peeling up. I don't know what I'm doing to my mouse to make it do that. I know I can be a little aggressive sometimes. If I'm focusing a lot, I kind of just don't really notice what I'm doing. Which, if you happen to watch my last video, the reason my keyboard presses were so aggressive is because I was kind of thinking about other things while I was playing. Usually when I'm not feeling my best, I tend to be a little more aggressive and chaotic with my peripherals, I guess. So I would say in this video, it's a lot calmer. So I am definitely feeling a lot better. I was having some really bad stomach issues the past couple weeks. I think they're gone for the time being. I had to take some, I'm not exactly sure what the technical term is, but basically it stops your stomach from producing too much acid, or as much acid. So my stomach feels a lot better now, thank goodness. And hopefully it will stay that way. Oh, I forgot that I also really liked the Hanzo and Narissa thing. I think that was hilarious, and I'm really glad that they did that. Except not a lot of people pick Orisa or Hanzo, so unless you're queued with someone, it's kind of hard to do that. I think the giant turret is pretty funny. Mauga is too, but I really dislike playing Mauga. I don't think there's a world where I would ever play Mauga. I remember I was playing a comp game. It was during one of the competitive drives, and I was playing tank because we were starting to have a hard time winning games. And I was like, well, if we're not winning, might as well play tank. And they had a hog, but they also had a really good soldier. And my supports were really upset with me. I was trying my best. One of them was complaining about the hog a lot and saying that she was getting hooked all the time, which I was kind of confused about because I was purposefully trying to get hooked so that my team wouldn't have to worry about it. And I wasn't dying from the hook, so I didn't really understand what the problem was. And they're like, you need to go Reinhardt. And I'm like, well, I don't play Reinhardt. They're like, well, you need to go Mauga. And I'm like, I don't play Mauga either. Because I think I was playing Orisa or something. And yes, Orisa is just kind of like shooting like Mauga, but Mauga is a lot bigger and he relies on healing himself. And whenever I play him, I just die. So I would like to spare myself and my team from that. I also finally got a new GPU, and my goodness, is it ever different. My PC no longer is sounding like it's gonna blow up a lot of the time. I can have higher frames, I can have higher graphics. I know there wasn't necessarily anything wrong with my graphics card, but since they keep coming out with new ones all the time, mine was quite old comparatively. And then when you think of like a lot of the games that are coming out these days, they need higher specs a lot of the time. And I could still get away with having like a lower graphics card, but my computer never sounded happy. And it was getting to the point where it's like I couldn't really have anything else open. Also, another reason that I got a new mouse was because my mouse kept skipping, and it almost kind of seemed like I had an aimbot, but if I had an aimbot, I would actually hit my shots. And it was just skipping around a lot, and most of the time it would either be I would be looking at my teammates and all of a sudden I'll be looking straight up or straight down. But it started to just skip around a lot where I had to overcorrect a lot of my mouse movements, or I had to make sure that my mouse was kind of on a certain part of my mouse mat. I'm not sure if it was because it was wireless, but I don't think I'm gonna get a wireless mouse again. I think I'm kind of fine with having a wireless headset. I think that works well for me, but I'm also glad that the open queue 6v6 for unranked is working again, because I wanted to play regular 6v6, just not in a comp setting. Especially because my aim really isn't it these days. I think it was getting pretty good, and now it's really inconsistent again. I keep going in between, like, thinking my sense is too high and too slow, and I can't find the right one. I think I'm on the right one again. I don't know, I think I kind of confused myself because I did have my sense set to, I think it was 4. My DPI is like 800, I want to say. And mind you, before I had like a DPI of 1,000 and a sense of like, it was 9, but then I ended up turning it to 6. It's been a journey with my aim and my sensitivity. I know it's best to kind of just like get used to one, but I think if I can stay calm enough, it's easier to aim, but I am noticing that I'm still like struggling a lot to hit things, so I'm not sure. I think I need to just keep playing and keep practicing, because I have been trying to get better at Ana, but I tend to seem to miss so many shots, and then it's like a really dire situation, and then I have to reload. So I'm hoping to get better. Because sometimes I still feel like I need to like really throw my mouse a lot. And earlier when I was playing today, and I really had to move my mouse like in such an awkward position. I don't know. I think I'm just not great at playing. And then also just having that mouse. So I was like, when I got my new mouse, I was like, wow, this is really fast. And I was really confused by it. And I think maybe even in these games, you might see me kind of struggling to move my mouse. Because I know that when someone's like on my head, I can like not move my mouse at all. I'm actually quite surprised that I'm enjoying 6v6 as much as I am. I think it's kind of nice to have the option of 2 tanks. I think it gives kind of a slower paced game usually. I also found that a lot of my 5v5 games recently have either been like stomp or be stomped, and I'm not really sure what's going on with that. I didn't think it was happening recently, because I know it like comes and goes. So I'm just wondering why that is, like why it's so unevenly matched. Because I'll have games where our entire team will have like 3 kills and the enemy team has like at least 30. So it's just kind of confusing to me why it's like so unevenly matched. I just feel like there's more of a chance to win a game in 6v6. And I'm honestly kind of fine playing tank as long as people don't expect me to play Malga or Reinhardt. My go-tos are I usually try to play Diva, and if Diva doesn't work, I'll either pick Ramatra or Sigma. Though I'm really liking Hazard. I'm not a huge fan of Zarya. I think she's kind of boring. I will sometimes play Sigma. I think I might have said that I would play him sometimes, but it's kind of only when they have like a Mauga and a Bastion, because that's just a lot to handle all at once. And I also don't really like playing Orisa a lot of the time, but if I feel like it'll be helpful, I will play her. I used to play a lot of Orisa actually back when I was trying to climb in comp like a really long time ago, because I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but I actually was like bottom 500, which is funny because that's one of the April Fool's titles. And I didn't want to be bottom 500 anymore, so I just queued a lot of ranked, and usually people didn't like playing tank back then, and I didn't really mind. And Ursa with her shield was generally pretty easy. It was kind of the only tank I could play consistently, except once I learned how to play Hog. If I could hit a hook, that is. I am really excited though for season 16. I really don't want to wait, but good things come to those who wait. I'm really excited for Stadium. There was some leaks, and I saw the Juno skin, and I don't know, I feel like there's something off with the skin, and I'm not really sure if it's like the hair that's kind of throwing me off, or if it's like her smirk. I feel like there's something off with her face. I don't really know what it is, but that's the only issue that I have with it, is that something feels off. Like I feel like it doesn't really look like Juno at all. And it just kind of confuses me. I did see that there's also bringing new mythic aspects, which I think they looked okay, but I'm saving all my my mythic prisms for the Juno skin and the Mercy. But oh well, the next one after that is going to be Diva, and I would like the Diva skin. So it might be a while before I get some mythic aspects, but I haven't really used a lot of my mythic skins recently. I think it's because I usually just use random from favorites, except for the Le Seraphim skins that I recently got. I am also really excited for Arena. I think it's going to be really fun and interesting. Also, from the leak, it looks like they're going to be adding skins based on the rank that you get. I'm assuming they're going to be stuff you buy with comp points. They're just like base skin recolors, so I'm not particularly sure if I would even use that. If I could use them on something else, like a galactic gun, that would be nice. But I think if it's only, like, you can only buy those with Stadium, I'd be a little sad, but it is what it is. Oh, and since I didn't talk in my last video, because I wasn't feeling very well, I did play a little bit of Freya. I figured I might as well try her. And also, it's like one of the only times when I can queue DPS and support, and it doesn't just give me DPS, since a lot of people are wanting to play DPS. I think she's definitely more interesting than I thought she would be. I think her character model is a little boring, I guess. As I'm sure some people have said that she kind of has the same face syndrome as like a lot of the females. Like, she looks a lot like Widowmaker, but she's definitely tough though. I think her gameplay is interesting. I'm just really not good at it because I can't hit those shock. They're not shock darts. Explosive bolts. Shock darts is Valorant. Because I think I try to focus too much on trying to hit them, and then I miss a lot, and then I'm just like not being very helpful to my team. But it'll be interesting to see how next season goes. Also heard that there's gonna be a Gundam collab. I've never watched Gundam. I'm not into the fandom. I don't know anything really about it, to be honest. But I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy it. I got my K-pop collab, I'm happy. And then the magical girl theme. So I think someone also mentioned that, like, it's like one of the first kind of cutesy battle passes they've ever done. I did like the witch, the Halloween theme battle pass. I can't remember what it was called, but I enjoyed it. But I definitely wouldn't say it was cutesy. It would be nice if they did like cutesy stuff, more cutesy stuff in the future. I also think a lot of the voice lines they have for the April Fools is really funny. I like for Ramatra how you can either get the agony is grape flavored, or he has this entire like minute long monologue. And you're like, is he done? Nope, he's still going. I think Cassidy's is also pretty good. I think it's so funny with the Mercy projectile thing, how you can spawn a Sigma rock. And a lot of the time it is just kind of RNG. Because I've had some Mercies shoot at me and it's like... It's a lot. They're shooting like... Or they get like a good... I don't know, I guess a roll. I don't know what else to call it. And they'll get like 2 fire strikes and a Sigma rock. But that's the fun of it, so... I also really liked the... I didn't play the Rhine, but I enjoy watching it. I made the mistake of rezzing in front of Rhine. I knew it was gonna happen, but I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't happen. And he charged me. It was on Dorado, second point, pretty close to the third point, but we didn't quite cap it. And we were like in overtime. And he pinned me back to our spawn where he ran into my Reinhardt and I got pinned in between both of them. So that was interesting. Oh, I'm going to be growing my own microgreens, which will be interesting since I kill mostly every plant I own, even when it's like a succulent. And, well, I think succulents are a little easier. Air plants are actually a little more, what's the word? A little more finicky, because you don't have to like water them every day, but you do have to like soak them like once a week or something. I don't know. I had an air plant and I thought it was kind of fun, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was dead for a really long time. So I don't think I was taking care of it as well as I should have been. But with the price of groceries these days, and especially fresh food, it is more expensive than the processed food. And I personally want to eat more vegetables, but I can't get myself to buy them from the grocery store, especially because a lot of the time the stuff that I do get is like already moldy, or it's like, I don't know, it's not the greatest. And yeah, a lot of our fruits and vegetables are imported because I don't particularly live in a climate where it's, I guess, easy to grow vegetables, especially year round. I know my mom grows a lot of veggies, but again, it's only in the summer. But hopefully these microgreens will survive long enough for me to eat them at least. I'm gonna be growing them hydroponically, so we will see how that goes. This is gonna be my first time actually growing a plant. My mom used to let me play in her garden a lot when I was younger, and she gave me these seeds, which were, I think they're money tree seeds, I think. And she didn't think they were gonna grow, so my friend and I planted a lot of them in the greenhouse. And then the next year my mom was like, what is all these plants? I'm like, I don't know. And it turns out it was all the plants that me and my friend planted just for like funsies. because we didn't think they were going to actually grow, and my mom said we could plant them, so. Anyways, there is not much longer left in this video, so thank you for watching. I hope you have a good one. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.